All right, and we are live on YouTube right now. We are getting ready for our broadcast here with River West Radio. So we've got about 15 seconds and we will be happening there. So just hang tight while the clock ticks down. Welcome to AbilityMKE Now on River West Radio. My name is Sue Roscoff, and we are here with AbilityMKE Now. We are a show all about integration. We are bringing people with disabilities and people that don't have a disability together, enjoying life here in the Milwaukee area. We all have different abilities. Here at AbilityMKE Now, we dive into this topic of diverse abilities, showcasing and sharing a variety of aspects of ability-related topics. Now, we all know the concept of a disability hits a wide range of possibilities. We could be talking about physical or mental disabilities, the deaf and hard of hearing community, deafness, blindness, chronic pain, mental health diagnosis, goals of substance use reduction, and so much more. The list goes on and on when you talk about the entire concept of disability. We're having a bit of an end of year compilation here this evening. We are at our last show of 2022. So kind of exciting. I'm glad to have the chance to bring this all together. And as always, we have Emily Golmer joining us this evening. So Emily, do you want to come on in and say hello?
Hi, everybody out there.
So we are also having another friend of the show joining us this evening. So looking forward to having a chance to talk a bit more with Tommy Tong. He was with us recently, and we are always glad to have a chance to have a conversation with Tommy. He's been amazing. I know we've talked quite a bit about HNP, Happy Neighborhood Project, and it is a pretty amazing network of business people and beyond. And we are not only across Milwaukee, we are across the nation, and we are across the world actually with this organization. It's pretty amazing. And that actually is how we were introduced to Tommy in the first place. So, and I know he is here with us now. So Tommy, if you want to come on in and say hello.
Hey,
Tommy,
good evening.
Nice haircut, Tommy.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, took a while. My daughter helped me trim it up. So
excellent. So Tommy, actually, if you want to just tell everybody a little bit about who you are, what you do, and we'd love to hear more.
sure. Well, you mentioned Happy Neighborhood Project, and so I'm a co-host of one of the events in Northern California. That's on Tuesdays at 11 Pacific and 2 p.m. Eastern time. So you can always join us there at Happy Neighborhood Project. And that networking side of things. So I just kind of realized during pandemic or that I was missing, I guess, reaching out to people or just connecting with people, and Happy Neighborhood Project, as well as other networking events, started happening and kind of filled that void for me. So and it's great to network with other people and start learning about businesses, and also sharing about my business as well, or businesses, and then being able to just think of, I guess, start listening for when other people need help or have some concerns or things, and just to be able to provide solutions for them, whether it's through myself or through other friends that I can refer them to. And then, but the business that I do is one of my primary ones is living insurance. A lot of people know about life insurance, but living insurance is that big difference that if you get diagnosed with heart attack, stroke, or cancer, some of these serious illnesses, the funds get provided to you, and they're used in many ways. A lot of people think about it as covering the bills. Right, definitely want to keep the roof over your head, keep your electricity on, stay warm, as well as stay connected. Right, keep those connections there. But when our clients were, unfortunately, some recipients, they did get come down with some illnesses. They actually use it in a way that maybe the insurance company didn't think about it. Is they were able to find treatments for some of their illnesses and get better. So yeah, just happy to be sharing that out to people. And I just said, So that's one of the differences that I help do, is that other insurance companies may or may not have that those features in it, and just sharing it. I know a lot of people don't know about it, so that's the key thing.
Yeah, because I think of myself
you
as
can't.
knowing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Emily.
Yeah, just to let everybody know out there, you can't go wrong with tummy tongue.
Oh.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Emily.
that's right.
I just had to do your line, Tommy.
My tagline. So thanks.
Awesome. Well, and you're right. A lot of people are familiar with different aspects of insurance, but what you're talking about is something that I think a lot of people are not familiar with. And for as well versed as I think I am with insurance, what you're speaking to is something that is a bit outside of my I guess comfort zone as far as my knowledge base. So, and I can only assume that that would be a similar thing with people that I know, and that the information would be helpful to people here in Milwaukee area. Can you tell a little bit more about how it works and how a person would utilize this? Because I know you touched on that already, but if you could share a little more details, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's life insurance. So a lot of life insurance, it depends on your health, obviously, and whether you're healthy and your age is those are key factors, right? So when somebody is qualified for the policies, this is a rider. They're considered a rider, which is like an add-on to the policies. Sometimes it's covered, sometimes there's an additional cost to it. But either way, we work with the client to figure out, what is their true need, or what's their what are their concerns, right? Is to just listen to that. But then as far as how the riders work, in effect, is if you get diagnosed and your doctor, and it has to be in the US. So far we haven't got companies that are, at least I'm not working with companies that are helping people outside of the US, but we are working to partner with other insurance companies that are outside. I think we're looking for Canada, Puerto Rico we have already as a territory. I think Philippines is one of the other ones, maybe Mexico and some of the other countries. But is that you qualify for the insurance policy, and a lot of times that's just looking that the insurance company, when you do the paperwork, you give them allowance to look at your medical records. So a lot of times they don't need the fluids, they don't need to come in and do a blood draw and things like that. So they just say, hey, can you give us access to your medical records? And then that usually is enough for them to be able to determine if you're qualified. If they are qualified, then they have the policy. Those usually come into effect. Sometimes I think the terminal illness comes into effect usually like immediately once you sign for it, and somebody says, doctor, you go to the doctor the next time, and they say, unfortunately, we found something, right? So that's covered. Some of the other ones are a little bit longer. It's like 30 days or 60 days until they're covered with the other aspects of it. But yeah, if they get diagnosed with some of these illnesses, if it's a terminal illness, then usually that's immediate. They can figure out, okay, the doctor has to have a lot of times it's 24 months, so 2 years. Sometimes it's 12 months. So when it's 12 months, it's pretty dire. But some of the other ones are extended pretty long, far out there, like 2 years. So then the funds can be allocated to you. And then you can use those funds in any way. So it's a check, right? A lot of times you've heard of long-term care. A lot of times long-term care is a reimbursement. So you end up spending the funds for either meds or for medical care. And then you may save those bills, and then you turn it into the insurance company, and they actually see if it's qualified to get reimbursed. So unfortunately, sometimes, and this is where it doesn't get paid back, and a lot of people go into debt for that. But with the living benefits riders, the check is given, and you can use it any way you want. And that's where they've realized, hey, so I can fly to Europe and get the treatment there with my family, and that's where it's helped a lot.
Wow. So, and how long have you been doing this?
Let's see, I think 2017. So it's when I started into it, but I wasn't too serious about it. I thought, okay, let me learn about it more. And
Right.
Always any new industry is going to take a learning curve. But so I've been doing it since then, and and helping a lot of families.
That's awesome. So now thinking back to HMP a little bit here, do you have any highlights of people you've met or connections you've made or people you've put together? Do you have any stories that are ones that would be fun to share here, just as far as just even the basis of HMP and all the people that you've met along the way?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, we've met so many people, right?
Right.
As we were in the not only as a host or co-host, but in the breakout rooms.
Yep.
Just traveling around. So
Any
yeah, I've
particular
met
characters that stand out to you?
yeah, there's a few characters that that I met early on was the Captain Joe, right?
Oh,
Captain
I
Joe and
love
Bill
Captain
the
Joe.
Only, right?
Yep.
And Bill.
Thumbs up.
So yeah, give me a thumbs up. He trademarked that one. So oh, now I gotta pay him for that. So him and Bill, the construction, always working on constructing websites. So those two kind of took me in early on, and they were doing their own meetings as well with Scott Moran, and kind of taught me a few things, and got me at least to be in the lower, I want to say lower right hand corner, so of the screen, because people read from left to right. And he said, yeah, they don't, they're going to look at your background and read that, and then you can be there. If you're in the other side, if I was on the right hand corner or the left hand side, I'm in the way. So but yeah,
that's really clever to even have the thoughts to put those pieces together. They're actually kind of subtle, but really big,
Yeah.
A lot of, so that's where along the way with all the different people we've met, I know Emily and I both are co-hosts with the Wisconsin Minnesota group, and we meet on Tuesdays, 1:00 Central, and it's a lot of fun. It's the number of people that we've met along the way, and there are a lot of characters. We
we have competing hours.
We do. That's why we never see each other.
At the same time.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm glad we have opportunities beyond our couple of meetings, because there are, where are we at now? I think they say there are more than 45 meetings across the world right now.
Across the globe, yeah.
So that is something, at least there's even though there are some that are at the same time, there's still plenty of opportunities available to get to meet people. Actually, I'm curious, did you have a chance to go to the Global Happiness Summit last October?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I was able to join that.
And now I know they did some speed networking. What did you think of that?
I think that's the second time I've been doing speed networking with them. So before I did the International Day of Happiness, which is coming up again next year. So the speed networking is good. It took a while the first time. I think the first year I had a glitch, but it got it near the end. And this year, I was able to speed network a lot more frequently, I guess. And yeah, it's a good platform on Hopin, and we were able to use it well. It does keep the list of people, so which is nice. Then you can always connect back with them on that.
So I remember Hopin, HOPIN.com is the platform we're using for that. And actually, for people who are not familiar with what speed networking is, can you describe a little bit of how that works? Do you remember what they had all done? I know it's been a little while.
Yeah. So the speed networking is an aspect where of all the members who want to network, right? They're just going to set you up with one-on-one in a room for about 6 or 7 minutes. So normally it's about 3 minutes of getting together, and then 1 minute of just being able to maybe ask a few questions, but it's quick. So those 6-7 minutes go fast. So once you pop in, it's a little bit of hi, how you doing, and introduce yourself briefly, and then definitely either send the contact information or at least connect. I think on Hopin there's a connect button, and then that reciprocates your contact information. So I think a key thing is setting up your profile early, and then going in and practicing. So one of the things I think as a co-host I was going to do, I did it last time, was to just create it like a fake room, like a practice room for so many hours, and just people can jump in there and either use their phone and connect with themselves on the computer so that they can, practice to make sure that the camera's working, the microphone's working, and they can see the chat. Yeah, that's definitely something to do. But if somebody else is in there, then they can actually do a one-on-one and network. So
excellent. Well, I know Emily. Go ahead.
But no, no, it wouldn't be getting the have-been experience part of it, but to get at least the speed networking experience part of it, the Happy Neighborhood Project does have speed networking Wednesdays at 6 Eastern. So if anybody is interested in getting a little more of a taste of what speed networking is like.
Yeah, opportunities exist
That's right.
actually for that too. So that is good to know. So, and a lot of this, well, all this information is available online, happyneighborhoodproject.com. They even have a shorter URL to make it easier to remember, hnpabc.com. So the information's available and opportunities exist for meeting people all week long. So Emily, I should ask you, I know you were at the Global Happiness Summit as well and International Day of Happiness this last time around. Any big takeaways you had or favorite moments or stories that came from that?
I think all I think it was a great event altogether, but just kind of a few of the speakers that we had, like Barry Shore and a few of the other people blanking on at the moment, but
yeah, Barry's a hard one to forget.
They all had like good messages and that kind of thing. So
yeah, he was the ambassador. Is the ambassador of joy. The ambassador of joy. Once you have a chance to really click with that man, you will not forget him because he has so many unique aspects to his history, to his entire story is so worth getting to know who he is and what he's all about. He's power packed and talk about not an easy journey that he has had in his lifetime. His story is one I'm just going to leave it out there as a bit of a tease for people to find out more about, because he really is a unique person that I'm wondering if he's going to be back again for this upcoming International Day of Happiness. And when is it? Emily, do you have the dates for next year?
I would hope Barry would be back. If Barry's not, then somebody is getting a boot. But anyway, so the 2023 International Day of Happiness, the official United Nations International Day of Happiness is March 20th. However, Edwin and the Happy Neighborhood Project have decided to celebrate it the Friday before, which in 2023 lands us on none other than St. Patrick's Day of March 17th. So that might help some people in remembering when it is. I don't know, but and it's from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Pacific. With, as we said, speed networking, their speakers, prizes, other entertainment, and so on. So I encourage everybody to come. However, the thing that's special about this year, though, is that we are trying to break the Guinness Book of World Records of having the most people speed networking at one time.
That's a big deal.
So if anybody wants to is looking to be a part of breaking the record, do please join us. It is at 1,068 right now. It's been the record since 2014 by the lovely country of Belgium. And we are looking to break that. However, tickets are at $20 right now, but you only have like 4 more days. That's gonna stay at $20. Starting on January 1st, it goes up to a whopping $30. And then in February it goes up to $40. So we encourage everybody to get their ticket ASAP if you are planning on attending.
And information on that can be found on their website. So if you go to so if you look them up, they are at hmpabc.com/IDH for International Day of Happiness. So, and yeah, and Tommy, you're right. I forgot about that part. It's the 10th anniversary of the International Day of Happiness. So it really is a big deal in so many ways. It's going to be a lot of fun. So the more we can share the information with others about what that day is, what it means. The person who is the founder of the Happy Neighborhood Project is Edwin Edaberry. I don't know if I know he pronounces his last name different, but I'm not sure if it's the accent or I can't quite do it the way he does. But he is an incredibly interesting individual. A lot of fun, has done a lot of good in his along his journey as well. And he is the one that spoke with the United Nations all those years ago and really was spurring this even existing. So it's an amazing story that he has, and he does have a TED Talk as well. So that would be something that I actually should revisit. That I watched it a long time ago. And Tommy, have you had a chance to see that his TED Talk?
Yeah, I mean, you always remember bits and pieces of it, but he is
Right.
the chief happiness officer, and he went around and asked people of, can I ask you a question? Can I, and people were one person brushed him off, and he said, just a brief question, and it was, are you happy? And that really helped that gentleman. So again, just that thing of being an ambassador of happiness or a happiness officer really speaks well to the wellness of people.
Right.
One of the things we always do on our Friday, and I think on International Day of Happiness as well, is laugh. Right? It's just 30 seconds of laughing, and just to get those the mind chemicals going, and just the fact that you don't have to take yourself so seriously. So
Yeah, it is interesting. I know so Kurt has done a lot more with HMP than I have over the last couple of years. Over time, though, there's been a lot of it where he's been in meetings and I've actually been at home in the background and kind of hearing things going on. So this is one thing that it took me a while to wrap my head around, like what is going on? I can hear him just laughing. I can hear everybody on the screen laughing. I was like, what is happening? And yeah, so laughter yoga, that opportunity to just, make yourself laugh for just 30 seconds and find out how you feel afterwards. It's actually pretty amazing. So all the little things that we end up picking up along the way, I think is, no matter your ability, no matter your background, no matter your journey, there can be pieces that we all are able to gain from each other and learn from each other and help us get to that next point where we want to be. So of course, with it being the end of the year and coming into a brand new year here, just a few days away, I've got to ask that big question of, do you have any big goals, or do you have any goals that are things that you've thought about that you are looking forward to, whether it's an event that's coming up or something that you personally want to accomplish in this upcoming year? Is that something that you've had any chance to think about yet, or are you still working on your thoughts for that? Tommy, how about you?
no, for me, I'm starting to plan, right? Is always planning before the end of the year, so that we start the year in January with a bang, right? And my plan is to build a team. So in my business and life insurance, it's only one person, sharing about living insurance. But if there were more of me, then that would help so many more families, and being able to build a team and train them up into what I do, or how we do things, of sharing about living benefits, and fitness. Our group is FinFit Life, so it's physical fitness, financial fitness, and time to enjoy both, right? And so that other aspect of just being able to reward people if they're getting healthy. And so building a team is one of the key ones. And I think that starts with looking at our network and seeing who can we help, and who may be interested in learning about that, or gaining, another source of income. So, but yeah, building that team is the key one in there. And as far as like personal goals, I think reading some more books, or actually I'm listening to a lot of books on tape or CD actually. So yeah, getting through a few more books each year, I think that's been key to kind of keep the mind going as far as business or personal development. Yeah.
Awesome. So now I gotta pop that same question over to Emily. Do you have some thoughts for this upcoming year? Something you're looking forward to? Something that you have as a goal for this upcoming year?
Um,
I know it's a big question.
I think I have a lot of ideas. But probably one of the biggest things is always looking forward to the autism conference I've been involved with helping plan the last few years.
Awesome. So what is the name of the conference?
Integral. I can't even. Integral Adult Autism Conference, and it's usually like the early end of October, early November is when it usually happens every year, or has been happening every year. So
Have you guys started planning?
Stay tuned for more information.
Have you guys started the planning process yet, or is that going to be starting up again here after the first of the year?
It should be starting up here next month, sometime in January, probably.
Okay, so not too far off. Yeah. And how long have you been doing that? I know it's been going on for a while.
I think 2022 is like our fourth one.
Okay.
So 4 years.
And from what I recall, that's pretty well attended too. You guys have a good following, a good backing along the way with that. And I'm sure a whole bunch of people looking forward to what you guys are putting together again for this year.
Yes.
Excellent. And I know we're getting down to just a few minutes left. I got to share real quick as far as personally.
Yeah. What are your goals? Yeah.
It's always almost like a no kidding, no duh kind of an answer on my end, but adaptive water skiing has always been our thing. That's part of what got us started in this whole adventure into advocacy and even into this show that we're doing AbilityMKE Now. If it wasn't for what we've done with the water skiing and adaptive water skiing, we wouldn't be here, which is the entire trail of what led from one thing to the next that actually brought us to this point is that's the show in itself. We should do that sometime. But we actually do several times in the summer. We will take individuals out as on a basically a big event kind of a day, and we will go and take as many people as we can during that time water skiing. And whether they do stand-up skiing or sit-down skiing, doesn't matter. Getting them on the water and doing something that they never thought they'd be able to do is just about the coolest thing ever. And I'll never forget the one mom that I got to sit next to in the boat as her son was in the sit ski. And we've got front row seats, right? We're in the boat watching him ski, and there's two people side skiing next to him. So he's in the middle on the sit ski with the two people next to him, and he literally had his hands raised in the air, and he was basically screaming in joy. We could hear him from the boat, and his mom was just about in tears because she said he struggles to be able to express emotion at all, and for her to see that happening was so powerful. So that's what I look forward to, are those moments like that where we can make a difference, we can make an impact, and that's part of why we're here. So I can't thank you enough, Tommy, for being here. And Emily, as always, we're so glad to have you with us and helping with all the things that you do. So for us here at AbilityMKE Now, we thank you.
All right. Awesome.